we know, Patuxent High School has recently started utilizing an ABC lunch schedule, where you eat for 30 minutes and go to sixth period for 60 minutes. And let's be honest, a lot of the students here aren't ecstatic about it. In fact, a lot of us probably want to know why we're even doing the ABC lunch schedule rather than 1 hour lunch. Well, luckily for those who are wondering, I met up with Mr. Watson and I got the inside scoop on why we're doing ABC lunch. Okay, so my first question for you is, why did you choose to enact the ABC lunch schedule?
Well, I would say that first and foremost, we want to keep our students and staff as safe as possible. And we also have to remember that we have bigger, larger events coming up. And if our numbers grow and grow and grow, some of those events could potentially be in danger.
Did you have any worries or concerns like enacting this?
Well, anytime you have a big shift and a big change, you have certainly people who aren't going to be happy about it. So all the things that students and teachers and parents have communicated that they're concerned about, we're concerned about that too. This isn't a decision that was made with excitement. You know, this isn't a decision that was made with, hey, this is great, everyone's going to love this. We know that we're going to take some lumps from it, but at the same time, feel strongly that this is just what's best at this time.
All right, and my final question for you is, do you have any clue when the normal 1 hour lunch would be back?
I don't right now. We watch numbers every day, not just numbers at our school, but numbers that, you know, the numbers that the county gives us, not only in the schools, but also in Calvert County in general, and vaccination rates and all those things. So there's a lot of metrics that are used. And certainly when we feel like the time is right, it's something that we will, you know, look at moving back to that when the time is right. When that time is, I don't know. You know, right now it's still kind of late summer, early fall. Winter's coming, and then that's when flu season. So you know, we have to just kind of make sure that we're keeping everybody safe and doing the right thing. But it's certainly 1 hour lunch is certainly something that we're not just forgetting about.
The Patuxent staff's #1 priority is to make sure that all students are 100% safe. No one's excited about putting the new lunch schedule into motion, but it was bound to happen at one point or another. And while it's not totally ideal now, the ABC lunch schedule is in place to ensure that all students and staff are 100% safe and COVID-free.
Welcome to the first and best sports recap of the 2021 and 2022 school year. I'm your host, Noah Gill, and we've got almost 3 weeks worth of juicy sports to catch up on, so let's dive right into it. Starting with the big boys, we got football. It's been a rough start for the season. We've had 2 heartbreaking losses against Lackey and La Plata. Both should have been wins. But we're hoping to take that anger into this week against Huntingtown and bounce back, catching our first dub of the season. We bleed green, baby. Moving on to field hockey, where the girls are off to a fiery start, going 4-0, sitting everyone down. Right now, the girls are actually ranked 3rd in the state overall and 2nd overall in 2A schools. So, sounding like an undefeated state's run to me. Let's see what Sydney Wolf has to say about her season so far.
5-star All-American recruit goalie from Patuxent Field Hockey. Sydney, how's it feel being undefeated?
It feels so great to be undefeated, and I hope we continue to be undefeated the rest of the season.
Dub season. Sydney clutched up in double OT against Riken. What was going through your mind at that time?
Well, I was really excited to do 1v1s because I've never done them before, so I really wasn't nervous for them at all, and overall it was just a really exciting experience that happened.
Sydney, field hockey is actually ranked 3rd in the state overall and 2nd in 2A. How does that make you feel?
It's really exciting that we're ranked so high, and I'm really proud of the girls because I think we really deserve it.
No cap.
Boys soccer is 2-1, catching 2 easy dubs over St. Charles and Thomas Stone. Ethan Boche had a hat trick against St. Charles, and Garrett Feen made his showcase as goalie, taking one for the team and blocking a goal. Even though it still counted, way to put the effort in. Girls soccer is starting off pretty solid, going 1-1. They had a close game against La Plata, but bounced back this week, catching an easy dub over Westlake. Moving on to everyone's favorite, run really far, really fast, aka cross country, and they are doing exactly that. They had one meet, losing against a really strong Chopticon team, but catching a dub over Westlake. So in layman's terms, they're 1-1 for anybody who doesn't know how track works. Right now, the girls are looking a little bit low on numbers, so if you're ever thinking about running, join the team. They could use your help. Golf is starting out 4-3. Nick Boswell is the second coming of Tiger Woods, going 6-1, repping that green and black. Let's see what he has to say about his performance this year.
Nick, how do you feel the season's been going so far this year?
I feel pretty good. This is probably our best season so far.
How do you feel it compares to your past teams?
Our 9th grade year was good, but I think this year is the best. We have 10 guys, and they're all pretty solid.
How does it feel to be 6-1 against other teams?
Very good.
Very good.
Last but not least, volleyball starting off the season 2-2. Luckily, they crushed Calvert this week, winning 3-1. Captains Elena Sievert, Caroline Graves, and Emma Heinhorst are leading the way and are looking to take this season off. That's Pack Sports in a nutshell. Sounds like we're coming home with 7 state championships. Let's get it, baby.
This past weekend, Anne Marie Garden celebrated the 29th annual Artsfest. There are more than 160 artist booths and 35 performers, along with a variety of fried foods. Walking around the garden, you're surrounded by lots of different types of art where you're bound to find something that speaks specifically to you.
Hello, I'm here today at the Anne Marie Gardens with the Development Director, Pam Schilling. I'm going to be asking her a few questions, so I guess to start, when did you first start working on this event?
This event, planning for this actually began about 8 months ago. It takes a lot of time to put together a festival this big. Yeah.
How have you seen it change or evolve?
Oh, you know, originally, this is now the 28th or 29th year, so this has been going for a really long time. And the original Artsfest was much smaller. I think there were probably 30 booths, I am guessing, but I think it was 30 booths, and it was musicians, and, you know, it was just a smaller, more intimate for the community. We've now grown. This event this weekend will see between 7,000 and 9,000 guests over the course of 2 days. We have all timed tickets. We're trying to keep social distancing and be very conscientious of that. But it's grown because it's not just for the community anymore. It's for the region. We have people that will come down from DC, from Baltimore, from Alexandria, from all over the place for this festival.
Gosh, that's amazing. Which artist or artwork is your favorite?
Oh, I think my favorite, we call it the Ricky. And you guys will have to get a shot of it. It's right in front of our building. It's a large sculpture that has rotating cubes, and they rotate based on just, you know, the breeze will be a light breeze, and they'll just start turning. It's just an amazing piece. So, and that is on loan from the Smithsonian.
What performance or art booth do you think is the most popular?
I can tell you that one of the most popular, we have a lady that makes superhero capes, and they are just the cutest. And we'll end up seeing kids with capes running around, and they're really nicely made, so they're not like, you know, from the costume store. They're handmade. They're lovely. And you've got superheroes that are moms and dads, and the nurses will wear them, and they have their name on the back. It's really, really cute. So I think that's one of the most popular.
That's so cute. What are your plans for the Artfest in the future?
So at the moment, I think we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing. It seems it's just growing, so people really love it. I personally can see, you know, having more musicians and more performers, but right now we have 35 bands and strolling musicians, and there's 35 different sets of performers here over the course of 2 days. So we're in pretty good shape. 160 artists, 35 performers. It's a big thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
If you missed the Artsfest this year, look out for it in September 2022 to discover something new or just spend a nice afternoon.
The Calvert County Fair is coming up soon. From September 29th to October 3rd, the fair will be in action. The first county fair was held in 1886 on a farm in Smithville, now Dunkirk. This event was primarily a display of cattle and tobacco and a get-together for the men. Horse racing was originally a popular part of the fair. In the 20s and 30s, the fair eventually evolved into the major event we enjoy today. Let's see who's going to the fair and what they're excited about.
Hi, I'm Hayden Scott. and I'm excited to win a goldfish at the fair.
My name's Emma, and I'm excited to ride some rides at the fair.
My name's Abigail, and I'm excited to see all the animals at the fair.
I'm Ethan, and I'm excited to see some animals at the.
My name's Ashley, and I'm excited for the fried Oreos at the fair.
I'm Riley, and my favorite part about the fair is seeing the animals.
Hi, I'm Caleb, and I'm excited for the funnel cakes at the fair.
I'm Josh. I'm excited for lemonade at the fair.
I'm Ari, and my favorite thing about the fair is the food.
Hello, my name is Matthew, and I'm excited about the games at the fair.
I'm Asa Lux, and I'm excited for the mirror maze.
My name is Jamie, and I'm excited for the food at the fair.
My name is Wyatt Rookwood, and I'm excited for the funnel cakes and cinnamon-covered donuts.
I'm Courtney Mellon, I'm excited for the fish game bowl and the food.
After the fair was canceled last year due to COVID, it should be a hot event this year.
Everybody likes food, but not everybody knows how to make good food. Culture and cuisine is a class that we offer here at PAX a lot of people may not know about. Food is a large part of every culture, and learning about all the different cultures' foods is something all people should do. I recently interviewed Miss Humphreys and asked her what culture and cuisines is all about. All right, I'm here with Miss Humphreys, the culture and cuisine teacher. For those that don't know, what is culture and cuisine all about?
Cultures and cuisine about learning how to cook and learning about cooking of food from different countries and learning about the cuisine of different countries.
What are some foods you guys make on a weekly basis?
We don't have a weekly basis, but I have a nice year-long thing. So we do food from China, like stir-fried rice, and like food from India, which would be like buttered chicken. And I teach people how to make bread, like naan and pitas, chicken slavaka, all different kinds of foods from different kind of places.
Why would you say that culture and cuisine is an important class for a student to take?
Oh, because if you've never learned to cook, it's a great opportunity to learn how to cook things and how to use stuff in your kitchen and help your family out and stuff like that.
All right, thank you.
After months of waiting, the NFL season is back upon us and in full swing. Thus far, it has been an eventful and exciting 2 weeks of NFL action. Some storylines have begun to take shape, so let's look around the league and see what is happening. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens finally defeated the Chiefs, beating them 36-35 in Week 2 on Sunday Night Football in a nail-biter. The Ravens were previously 0-3 against the Chiefs in the Lamar Jackson era, but have finally prevailed. After throwing 2 interceptions early, Jackson dominated the rest of the way, going 15-19 passing, racking up 299 total yards and scoring 3 touchdowns. The Ravens were trailing for most of the game, but took the lead late off of a Lamar touchdown run, and got the ball back following a Chiefs fumble. Despite an onslaught of injuries, the Ravens have stayed strong and will look to push for a Super Bowl this season. It's Taylor Heinicke time in Washington. In Week 1, starting quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick went down with a hip injury that will keep him out for most of the season, thrusting fan favorite Taylor Heinicke back into the starting quarterback job. Heinicke has been impressive through Week 2, completing 73.8% of his passes for 458 yards and 3 touchdowns to just 1 interception. In his first start of the season, he led Washington to a big 30-29 victory over the Giants. Many people have said Heinicke should be Washington's starting quarterback for the future, and he will now have a legit opportunity to prove himself as such. The Raiders have been the surprise team of the year thus far, jumping out to a 2-0 start after strong wins over the Ravens and Steelers. Derek Carr, who has always been an underrated quarterback, has had an explosive start, completing 66.7% of his passes for 817 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tight end Darren Waller has continued to show why he is a top 3 tight end in the NFL, recording 15 receptions, 170 yards, and 1 touchdown. On the defensive front, defensive end Max Crosby has been wreaking havoc, recording 2 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, and 19 pressures. It's early in the season, but the Raiders are looking like legit playoff contenders. But will John Gruden be able to keep the Raiders a winning team? That remains to be seen. Aside from Patriots quarterback Mac Jones, it has been a rough start for rookie quarterbacks around the league. First overall pick Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are out to an 0-2 start after big losses to the Texans and Broncos. Lawrence has not played well thus far, completing only 50% of his passes and throwing 5 interceptions. Second overall pick Zach Wilson and the Jets are also out to an 0-2 start, and he has not had a good start to his career. After an up-and-down performance against the Panthers in his NFL debut, in which he threw 2 touchdowns but 2 interceptions, Wilson threw 4 interceptions and 0 touchdowns against the Patriots in a 25-6 loss. Third overall pick Trey Lance has thrown just 1 pass for the 49ers, but it was for a touchdown, so at least he has that going for him. 11th overall pick Justin Fields played in Week 2 for the Bears, coming in for an injured Andy Dalton. In a narrow win over the Bengals, Fields did not play that well, completing just 46.2% of his passes for 60 yards and 1 interception. The outlier has been Patriots quarterback Mac Jones, the 15th overall pick. His stats are not eye-popping, but he has been playing well. He's completed 73.9% of his passes for 467 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 turnovers. Jones is the only rookie quarterback thus far to win a game as a starter. Now here are some quick hits to round out this segment. The Raiders and Broncos are the only undefeated teams in the AFC, not something people predicted at the start of the season. Derrick Henry is so freakishly good, he catapulted the Titans to a 33-30 overtime victory over the Seahawks with 182 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in Week 2. Cooper Kupp has arguably been the best receiver in the NFL thus far, recording 16 receptions, 271 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley looks rough, he has just 96 total yards and 0 touchdowns so far this season. Chandler Jones had 5 sacks against the Titans in Week 1, he's off to a hot start. Mike Edwards had 2 pick sixes against the Falcons in Week 2. He's the first player in nearly a decade to accomplish that. Rob Gronkowski looks like prime Gronk. He leads the NFL with 4 touchdown catches. This is shaping up to be an exciting NFL season, and I can't wait to see what unfolds as the season progresses.
Are you lacking energy? Do you hate what you see in the mirror? Well, then I think it's time for you to exercise. I'm Caidin Taeschner, and welcome to the fitness tips of the week. Whether it's free weight or body weight, exercise is key to a healthy lifestyle. Exercise is really anything that gets your heart rate up, but I'm here to show you 1 body weight and 1 free weight exercise that you can use to get your heart rate up and blood flowing. For those who don't have access to a gym, 1 body weight exercise you can do is the body weight squat. Everybody's body is different, so I'd recommend 3 to 4 sets of as many reps as possible. Next up, for those who do have access to a gym, the most alpha upper body movement, the bench press. If you want to use the bench press to get strong, I recommend sets of 1 to 5 reps. If you want to use the bench press to get big, I recommend sets of 6 to 12 reps. This has been Fitness Tips with Caidin Taeschner. Until next time.
With the new season of sweater weather and pumpkin spice lattes, there is also TV shows and movies. Here are some of the new and upcoming, returning, whatever, TV shows and movies.
If you love Ryan Murphy's work, Impeachment: American Crime Story came out on September 7th and follows the first impeachment of a president in over a century, Bill Clinton. The season will consist of 10 episodes and can be found on Hulu. Next up is for the Marvel fans like me. Hawkeye, the original series airing on Disney Plus on November 24th, will follow Hawkeye and Kate Bishop as they face new challenges every day. This 6-part series will air every Wednesday on Disney Plus until December 29th for the finale. Finally, for TV shows, we have the Book of Boba Fett for my Star Wars fans, including me. This series is to be believed to be a 4-part series airing in December of 2021 on Disney Plus. Details are still slim since it's so early, but if you loved The Mandalorian, you'll surely love this. Now on to movies. If you love Daniel Craig's James Bond, then you will be happy to know that the 5th and, sadly, final installment, No Time to Die, is set to come out in theaters on October 8th. Also, Rami Malek is playing the main villain, which means I will definitely be watching the No Time to Die movie. Next up, Marvel fans again. This is a huge year for Marvel. Eternals is coming to theaters on November 5th. This movie follows the story of the Eternals as they reunite to fight the evil deviants. Also, Angelina Jolie is in the movie, so it has to be good. Right?
These are the new and upcoming or returning movies and TV shows coming in the fall and a little bit of the winter. I'm sorry I got too excited. I had to include some Marvel stuff, as you know me. So that's about it. Check out your local theaters, check online, check everything. That's Savannah Pennifill signing out.